Deep down, I always had a passion for photography. But for many years, my passion was music. I spent many hours in my cellar, getting lost in the zone, creating beat after beat, track after track. But since being diagnosed with cancer, I needed something to get me outside. I wanted to live a healthier life. I wanted to breathe more air, get away from the computer and the synthetic environment. So I sold a lot of my gear and I bought a camera. I started getting out in the morning, taking photographs of things that I love. Beautiful things that I was seeing in the morning. It was mind-blowing. It made me feel so much better mentally and physically. But it was only after a few years and I got a whole collection of photography. I started to see a very similar pattern in my shots. It was almost as if the aircraft were aiming for the sun's position and spraying particles that would fall into place and block the sun as it pops over the horizon. There was spray above it, sprayer after sprayer after sprayer, and I would watch these particles fall and form into a wall. I would notice this wall in my shots. I would look back through them and notice the trails running through the sun, building up and forming a wall as the sun breaks over the horizon. I would watch them spray in this fine mist, just the right height to block the sun for a while. Probably half an hour to an hour's worth of light we would lose every morning due to this wall. But nobody was noticing. I continued to investigate more. It was driving me to get up first thing in the morning and get out there because I believe I'd saw something that nobody else had saw. Everybody else I spoke to knew nothing of it. But everywhere I looked, I could see this wall in other people's photos. I watched them spraying above the sun, line after line after line after line, and then watch it spread out and dissipate and fall right where the sun is positioned. And I would watch the sun get hazier and hazier and hazier as the wall gets bigger and bigger. It was a very familiar pattern now, spraying above the sun. I start to realize that we are losing light in the morning and we are losing light in the evening. A good half an hour to an hour every single day. But still, nobody was noticing. Everybody I spoke to thought I was crazy. I was telling people, go into your phones, type in sunrise in your camera roll, type in sunrise 2022, 2023, 2024, and so on, even before then, and see what pops up. I can see it in everybody else's photos. Lines above the sun, line after line, turning into a haze, blocking the sun's energy. If you're out there to catch sunrise and sunset, you're guaranteed to see them going to work. As soon as the sun pops over the horizon, they're spraying it hard right above where it's rising, creating this wall. It's making us lose light. We're just associating it with sunrise and sunsets. glow of the sun, but it's actually the glow of the sun reflecting off particles that have been sprayed around where the sun is, which is blocking energy that should be ours. A lot of people don't realize how beneficial this energy is for us and every living thing on earth. It's not just us that feel it. You start to notice that things are dying around you. Crops aren't working out this year. Vegetables that you're trying to grow aren't working. The land's either too dry or too wet. And it's because the climate's being messed with, purposely. But then the only question in my head left now is, why? Why are they doing this? I'm just here trying to raise awareness for a pattern that I've seen that doesn't fit with nature.